Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with the next episode of Electric Adventures The Games, where I'm going through each of the my classic early games I wrote back in the early to mid 80s. Originally for the original Spectravideo computers, but later converted to the MSX computers. Now, and I'll release them in packs because they were mainly written in BASIC, some with a little bit of machine code. So I released them in packs together. So last time we're on program pack 10 and we covered Gold Rush. So this is this program pack here. And the next one down there is Pyramid, which is the next of my text adventure games. Whereas Stranded, not Stranded, the Escape from Planet Beta was actually based on a game I found on another system. This one, Pyramid, is the first original story and adventure that I pretty much worked out myself. And I believe the part of the storyline harks back from some ideas from one of my favourite Doctor Who episodes, which is the Pyramids of Mars. And I believe, because that actually has some puzzles in it, and I believe some of the puzzles hark back to there. So let's run it. So it's a text adventure game, so I believe this is the first one where you could actually save your progress. So, okay, so this is using a similar engine to my previous game, but I've extended it a little bit. So we start out, the legends spoke of the famed Eye of the Gods, the huge gemstone that was said to have untold power. Now you have stumbled across an old native that knows the location of the pyramid. You are at a native village. An old native tells you singing serpents enjoy strange songs and falls into a deep slumber. And we can go north, south, east or west. Back to the old looping mazes, there is actually a looping maze here. So you have to be very, very careful. And I mean, look, the clue's staring us there in the face. So if we go south, well, wandering across the white desert, and we go south again, we're still wandering across the white desert, and then we go east and south. There we go. You are standing in a desert at the entrance to an enormous pyramid. Possible exits: north, east, west and in. You can see a coil of rope and a battery powered lamp. So let's get rope and get lamp. And let's go in. It is too dark to see, so the concept of light has been introduced. So light, lamp. And we are in a gloomy chamber. A slope leads down from here. A large stone door has closed off the entrance. Well, yep, we're stuck in the pyramid now. So let's go down. You are in a dark cavern. A passage leads south from here and a slight breeze can be felt. Possible exits: south and up. You can see a lizard, a large lever. For the life of me, I can't remember what the lizard's about. So let's pull, as you know, all levers are there to be pulled. I pull the lever and hear a distant rumbling. So that's obviously activated something in another location. So this is where the adventure engine has got a little bit more complicated. You have things that from one location that can affect another. So let's go, and you can just put S for south, you don't have to type south. You are at the edge of a bottomless pit. You can see light on the far side. So we can go north or east. A large statue. Can we do tie rope? No. Use rope? No. Okay. Okay. So we went south. Let's go east. We're in a large hall. The walls are lined with weird sepulchres. Oh god. An ancient scroll. Here we get scroll. Read scroll. The scroll contains only one word. Finglo. Sounds like a magic word to me. Where do we go? East. So let's go east again. You are in an unfinished section of the pyramid. So just an empty place. West. West. North. small passage leads east. That wasn't there before. In a vast chamber, a gold effigy looks down from above. Possible exit west. You can see a plank of wood. Let's get the wood. Let's get the sword. Probably going to run out of room. And get the file. Oh no, we'll have to come back for that. Okay, west. Down. South. Plank. Wood. Yeah, an old plank stretches across the pit. So, as once again the parser, as with these things, you have to sort of work it out. So, rather than spoil the adventure any further, we should get set up and have a look at the source code. Remember, the source code is freely downloadable and you can play it in emulator, so maybe people would like to get a copy of the game and play through and see and tell me what you think about it, for those of you that like text adventure games. Alright, I'll be back in a second. I'll get set up and we can have a look at the source code. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at the source code. Let's see how long it is first. Now, obviously, a lot of text, so this is going to be fairly long. There's going to be a lot of data. Yeah, still going. I'm about to hit the data section, I reckon. Fair bit of logic here too. Here's the data section. So we have 86 lines long. And we can actually see the that line 860 are all of our commands. So let's clear the screen. List up to 50 just fits. So line 10 is our normal setup line. Set our screen mode, which in this case is text mode. We turn the key off command. Actually turns off the. You can see down the bottom the 5 function key definitions. We make all our variables integers, which makes things run a bit faster. $L is all our locations, so there are 30 discrete locations. And then we have a multi-dimension dimension array, so there's obviously maximum of 4 items that can be at a location. We've got 30 $C as well, not sure about that one, and an object array as well. I reckon O's for objects. And another couple of arrays. Lots of arrays. We're using lots of memory here. Like 20, we close any handles, restore our data back to the start. We put our title pyramid on the screen and ask whether we want to load a save game. Line 30, we're waiting for a yes, no, and see how we're using the in-string command there to see whether somebody's pressed Y or in upper or lowercase. Otherwise we'll loop around. Otherwise, if they say yes, we go sub to 690, so that's our load routine, and go to 60. Else we clear the screen, put pyramid up the top. L equals 22 is obviously our current location, and 40 is we print that little intro that we have, and while it's up on the screen we go and read all of our data, or we go and reset all that read all our data into our arrays, and we'll have a look at that in more detail when we get to our data section. Zero out another couple of arrays as well. Okay, so we did a lot. Right, next, we restored a different data point, so line 750, and we read in these location arrays, and then these C arrays. So we have a timer here. If the timer equals 1, then you trip and break your neck and the game's over. So there is a limited amount of time to finish the game. And we have the lamp as well. I'd say there's looking at lamp logic, and it is too dark to see. So if we're in a particular location range, which is inside the pyramid, and you don't have the lamp lit, then it is too dark to see. There we go. And it sets the T equals 1. So if you try and move when it's dark without lighting the lamp, you'll trip and break your neck. There you go. Now line 180 is our generic thing where it goes you are, and it prints the location description. And now we start our sections of custom logic depending on location. So if our location is 2 and we've got a flag there, a large stone door is closed off the entrance, that's whether the entrance has been shut. Line 90, we've got a small passage, that's probably where we pulled that lever. So there may be some spoilers here for those wanting to play the game. Line 100 is whether or not the planks across the pit. There's a giant serpent that blocks all the exit from the room. I wonder how we get past the giant serpent. Maybe we have to fight him with a sword, or maybe that lizard might be useful or something. Line 120, I can't tell you. Line 130 is a rope hanging from above, so maybe we can climb it or something. Line 140, that's actually when we've completed the game. That's pretty cool. I said I'm moving through this fairly quickly. This is a text adventure and it's going to be very hard. So this is our first of our data. So this is all of our objects. So a coil of rope, a battery powered lamp, an old plank, and notice how we have a description, a number and a keyword that defines that thing. So it doesn't actually use all of the words in the text. A skull, statue, deadly serpent, sharp sword, wooden cask, a little bird, the file, the gem of power, which is the thing we're looking for, remember. No, 750 are our locations. So standing desert, at entrance to enormous pyramid, in a gloomy chamber, a slope leads down. So lots of data. And then we've got more. So these are more locations. There's lots, as you can see, there's 30 locations in this game, so it's not a bad game for size. Lots more locations. And that's it. So as you can see, the engine is actually quite simple in a lot of ways. Now feel free to download the source code and have a play and maybe adjust some things. And as I said, I'll be interested to know whether anybody out there is willing to have a go and play the game and see if they finish it and how many moves they can do it in. Leave comments down below. I thoroughly enjoy going and looking at my games that I wrote back in the day, and you know, the current me looking back at what the old me back in the day did back then, and it's quite interesting. Alright, well I'll put once again a link to the source code down below if you want to go and have a look at that. And we'll be moving on to Program Pack 11 in the next episode. Alright, I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.